welcome to the legendary Knoxville Raceway as we check out a random building. There we go. Cars gridding up on track. That was fun. Kenny Frisbee gets the random draw on pole. The 18 and the 81 on the front row. All right, and File getting an EOL. William, welcome in, my friends. Wait for the cars.
I know you just got here. Everything is the same except the restart for turn 4.
Yeah. Well, here we go. Starting lineup presented by our friends at the Goons, and a Goon is on the pole for the Goons Dirt Late Model Series. That's all fun and games. Let's check out our starting lineup real quick. Kenny Frisbee and the number 18 gets the pole. Starting
Brad,
second,
I want to
be Ryan File and
right now. I have 0 laps.
Sheesh. Henry Koloff starts in the third spot, number 63. Trevor Trago start fourth, the Goons 33. Cliff Mullins, Curly's Guns and More 37 starts in fifth. Lucas Weissman 712 Brakes 97 starts in sixth. Hayden Nolan 56 Napcar in seventh. Brad Wilson Shenandoah Shine Corvette 8. David Nagel Trevor Project Mustang in ninth. Scott Elston the Ever Fever Podcast Toyota starts in 10th. And then there you see the EOL for Ryan File at the tail of the field. So 10 cars set to do battle. 10 cars. Thanks once again, Goons. Sponsoring the starting lineup here for feature number 1. We're going to run 35 laps. And then we'll invert the field and run another 45 lap feature. Ten cars for our first 35 lap feature. We are in the second round of the playoffs, so you see two cars with the same air filter cleaner color. They're battling one another. Pace truck pulls off. Waiting. Green flag out of the air. Knoxville Raceway race is underway. Sorry, I'm a little quiet and just not feeling good, so doing my best. Kenny Frisbee jumps out to the lead over teammate Trevor Trago. Goons go 1-2 over Henry Koloff and Lucas Weissman. Brad Wilson, the Shine Machine, battling Cliff Mullins for fifth. Cliff, of course, a short track ace on the asphalt, out here giving the old dirt a chance. Brad Wilson, both of those guys actually are Virginia short track guys. Little contact sends Brad Wilson up the track, up towards the cushion, able to keep it out of the wall. Cliff Mullins takes the spot. Ryan File in 7th, riding the Nente. Trying to battle Hayden Law. Hayden in 8th, Damon Eagle 9th, Scott Elston 10th. Kenny Frisbee continues his lead out in front of Trevor Trago, Lucas Weissman, Henry Koloff. Lucas gets way around on the rotation, able to hang on to it, and hangs onto the spot. Henry Koloff now fighting Cliff Mullins for the 4th spot. Cliff goes up the track, gets the nose of Henry Koloff, gives him a little damage on that left front. Hopefully that's not going to be too bad for the Koloff machine. But you do see that left front's curled in a little bit.
Down there.
Get the driver chat back in now that driver lineups are done. Kenny Frisbee still leads Trevor Trago. Lucas Weissman in that 3rd spot. Cliff Mullins 4th. And we have Koloff battling Brad Wilson now. And they are stacked up behind Koloff. No Nick Cooper, no Blake Giglio tonight. Oh, that's a little bit too much rotation out of File. He gets into Hayden a little bit. Hayden backs out of it, lets him hang on to it. But you see a little left rear damage on that 81 now. Hayden has a tiny bit of right front damage.
Contact was a part of dirt racing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's better when it's unintentional.
Wow.
It wasn't, but go off, King.
Even Nagel got a good run up underneath Hayden Lowell, had to back out of it. Kenny Frisbee, cruise control right now. Trevor Trago, Lucas Weissman, your top 3. Cliff Mullins in the 4th spot, having himself a good time on the dirt tonight. Brad Wilson 5th. Koloff slipped down to 6th. I wonder if that damage may be affecting that left front a little bit. William, welcome on in, my friend. Hope you're having a good day. It's Frisbee Trago out front. One of Goons. 1-2. Hoytsman in third. Mullins battling now Brad Wilson. Is Wilson able to get back to the inside of Mullins? Gets the berm. He's sliding up the hill. He clips Cliff Mullins in the quarter panel, but Cliff hangs onto it. Brad Wilson able to only mess himself up, and Cliff Mullins lost a little time, but race car still in good shape. That was actually a really decent job by Brad Wilson after clipping the berm to hang onto it. There's Ryan File to slide up in front of Cliff Mullins. Ryan takes that 4 spot away from Cliff. Lucas is starting to run down Trevor Trago. 10 laps into our 35 lap feature number 1. Lucas got a bit out of shape there coming out of the exit. Look at him fighting that 97 car. Trying to find some grip out there. Looks like the lines moved up to the cushion. Top 2 cars both running up high. Kenny Frisbee, Trevor Trago. Lucas was searching around. That's why he's losing a little bit of ground. He's trying to find something.
Lucas is in VR and his headset died, so he is driving off of a singular spot on a monitor, so he's sorry.
There's the report for 97 why he's having trouble. Lincoln, thank you for the follow. Welcome on in. Lucas Hoysa was driving VR. The VR has crashed, so all he has is whatever still frame he was looking at when that caution came out. That is quite the problem for the 97 team. Ryan File up to 4th. Call off now fit. This Mullins has fallen to 6th. We didn't see the call off Mullins incident transpire, but apparently there was no contact. Looking through our scoring sheet there. Mullins dropped down to 6th behind call off and a 2nd behind him now. We have quasi teammates, Cliff Mullins and Hayden Law battling one another. We get to do a hydrate here courtesy of our friend Lincoln. We'll welcome him. We'll get a little chug here of the energy drink. Watermelon lime G Fuel, if you were wondering. It is quite the taste bud tickler. Almost a full 2nd lead now for Kenny Frisbee over Trevor Trago, his teammate. Trevor now has a 2nd on Lucas as he's having that VR problem. Lucas a half 2nd over Ryan File. Ryan trying to get up there and take advantage of Lucas's struggles. You see the purple on Ryan File. He is in the playoffs. And here comes Mullins and... oh no! Teammates put each other in the wall, break each other's right fronts, and the C2X cars have destroyed each other. Cliff Mullins and Hayden Lowell have broken their cars. I'm sure the Discord is awkward right about now. You see the tires rolling up by the wall. Kenny Frisbee drives through there. So far, they're still rolling.
All kinds of debris on the track.
It's debris in the form of 2 right front tires. As the C2X cars, the teammates, taking each other out of this race. That's awkward. Goons 1-2. Low drag, trying to hold off Shenandoah Shine for 3rd. Ooh, bit slide there from Ryan File. Gets a little tap on the 97. So I'm get out of shape.
To the left, trying to stay off, and it never went back straight.
And there is the report from the 37 of Mullins. That was the orange car in that incident. 15 laps to go. Ryan File able to take away 3rd from Lucas Hoytsman as Lucas is battling that VR issue where he can't really see all that great. I'm actually impressed that he's still hanging on to a top 5 spot. That is quite the issue. Frisbee continues to lead from the pole. Trevor Trago 2nd since the start of the race. Ryan File now 3rd. Hoyts was fallen to 4th, has a 2nd on call-off. We'll see if he's able to hang on to that 4th spot in the final 14 laps. Scott Elston's up to 6th and Damon Nagel 7th. After Brad Wilson, Hayden Lowell, and Cliff Mullins have all been to the pit lane. Taking fast repairs. Cliff Mullins still sits down there as he picked up a black flag going through the pit lane. And Kenny Frisbee, welcome back. Gets the random draw pole and has been leading the whole race. Trago, as we said, since the start, jumped up to 2nd. Cliff has cleared his black flag and headed back out, but unfortunately for him, 5 laps down in 10th. Having a bit of a connection issue on boot. 37 is blinking all to hell. Closest battle on track right now looks to be our lead battle. Trevor Trago and Kenny Frisbee. That is sadly our closest battle on track right now. Ryan File 8/10 back. Lucas Hoisman another 8/10 back. Call off another 1.1 seconds back. Scott Elson 1.7. Damon Nagel 1.3. 10 laps to go, and see the 86 is allowed the 51 past him, but not for position. 51 is 2 laps down, has 3 seconds on Hayden Long, also 2 laps down. And Cliff back out there 5 laps down in the orange 37. He'll have to get himself acclimated and be starting from pole in feature number 2 unless someone else crashes out. Looks like Ryan File starting to inch in on Trevor Trago. File running a low entry and rips it to the top for exit. Camaro working a different groove and it's starting to work for him. Trevor Trago gaining on Kenny Frisbee as well. Kenny not running the cushion. Came down a little bit and allowed Trevor to close in some. And here comes File. So the top 3 have tightened up with 7 to go. We may have a battle yet here at Knoxville. It's Frisbee, Trago, and File your top 3. Damon Nagel is also reeling in teammate Scott Elston for the battle for 6. You see them both there on your screen. There's Nagel, there's Elston. Elston has lap traffic to deal with. So getting some battles tightening up here with 6 to go. Across the stripe now, 5 remaining. Remember, this is feature 1. We'll have 2 of them for you. Invert the field, add 10 laps, and do it again. Ryan File inside Trevor Trago, battle for 2nd place. Ryan's going to try and slide it up the hill. See if Trevor's going to cut it back to the inside. He is. Well, Trevor has the inside lane. He'll try to slide the 81. Fortunately, he gets too much of a run. He actually catches up to Kenny Frisbee, and Trevor Trago is going to lose the 2nd spot. Trago caught Frisbee, couldn't throw the slider because he would have collected his teammate in the lead. Ryan File up to 2nd, 3 laps to go. Let's see if he has anything for Kenny Frisbee out in front. Still running that low entry, high exit line. And the Dente starting to move towards the front. Kenny Frisbee hoping he can hang on another 2 laps. Boy, how disappointed he would be if he leads almost the entire race and loses it right at the end. See, File really gave it a shot there, threw it in there. See, he's throwing it in low. Drifted it up high for the exit to get grip. Throws it in low again. Kenny really needs to protect that inside lane. Don't let the 81 get a slide on him. White flag in the air. Half a lap to go here as we exit turn 2. It's Kenny Frisbee out in front. Ryan File a very close 2nd. And out of turn number 4, it'll be Kenny Frisbee wire to wire leading this one and winning at Knoxville. Ryan File 2nd. Trevor Trago brings it home 3rd.
Holy shit. I can't believe I finished.
Lucas.
I was driving, holding my VR headset on my forehead the entire run.
That's crazy. Okay, so his VR headset having an issue and still brought it home 4th. In fact, that he finished it all is amazing, and he brought it home 4th out of 9-10 cars. That's pretty great. All right, so Trago, File, and Frisbee need to get them a little chat here during the warm-ups. See if we can track them down in their respective chats. Let's see. Well, it'll help if I go to the right Discord. I saw people online in one Discord. That's not the one I want. I need to go to this one. Can he go to the waiting room? He did. Oh my gosh, all 3 of them are in the waiting room. I'm so proud. Kenny, DG, got a copy?
Hello.
How surprised are you?
I was a little nervous, but starting, front row really helped out. Tried to pull my best Nick Cooper impression, and then couldn't find the line early on, and then finally started ripping bottom once I saw Ryan come up on me, and that helped a good bit.
Well, you're able to pull off a win here at Knoxville, one of the most legendary places to race on dirt. That had to be a lot of fun.
It was actually a lot of fun. I was a little scared seeing 2 or 3 tires rolling up on the top at some point. Thought we were gonna get a yellow.
That's pretty funny.
But, had a great run. Big shout out to all of our sponsors. We got one of Goons, obviously the new one, OG Gear. Huge hype for that now. It's actually finally announced. FPS Heaven, McConey Setup Shops, and then my wife and kids for letting me get up here and race.
And no better time to
Oh,
win
and
than on
SRL
a
as a whole, yeah.
no better time to win than on a sponsor's debut. That had to be pretty cool.
Yeah, makes it feel a little bit more special. First SRL win in general, so
There you
kinda
go. Welcome to the win
get
column.
that tucked out from underneath me. Yeah, finally, right?
Yeah, man. It's been a long time coming. We finally got it taken care of. I'm proud of you, man. Good job.
Appreciate it, man.
Well, we already got the friends, family, and sponsor shout-outs in there, so I'm going to have to ask for those. So congrats on the win, and see if you can't come from the back and get a repeat here, be a double feature winner here in feature number 2. Good luck.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
Go grab Ryan File. Mr. Ryan, DG, you got a copy?
I'm back.
Ride the dance.
On a monitor, where I should have been the whole time.
You rode it all the way to P2. You almost got that Frisbee, fella. How much more did you need to try and get that 18?
Just throw some deeper sliders and hold it in there. You know, it was scary. You know, I was sitting in there. I could absolutely see nothing on my outside. I was just hoping I didn't run into anybody. So, you know, it kind of slowed me up a bit with the hesitation. And, yeah, just had to be less of a pussy, basically, to get it done.
Fair
You know,
enough.
I didn't want to wreck nobody.
Good point tonight, because you were the highest finishing playoff driver there. Brought it home P2 in this first feature. We got second feature coming from the back. How hard is it to pass here?
Well, I did it just then, so hopefully, you know, maybe I could do it again. It's not easy, but I think both lanes were coming in there. Top was okay. You know, slider line was pretty good. Bottom was definitely good too, so we'll see.
Yeah, I was most impressed with your slider line. You enter it down there low, slide it all the way to the top on exit, and get some grip off the corner. You're doing pretty well with that
Yeah,
line.
She was ripping. She was ripping.
All right, well, we'll see what you can do in feature number 2. Once again, coming from the back. Good luck.
Thank you.
Ryan File finishing second, and we'll bring in Trevor Trago into 33. Trevor, DG, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Almost pulled off a 1-2 for the Goons, but still brought it home on the podium. Double podium for the Goons there. What'd you need to hold off that 81?
Grip hacks, honestly.
Looked like he got to your outside, and then with the slider, kind of threw you for a little surprise, get to your inside, able to get across your nose before you're able to clear back up. But then when you tried to give it back to him, he kind of lost the back end a little bit, and unfortunately that was all she wrote. It was fun to watch, though. You guys were dominant early in the run and brought it home third. Still pretty good position there for that first feature.
Yeah, I tried to give him a slider back, but running one monitor, it looked like he kind of took the slider line away, so I stayed on the bottom and just exited in the slick off the exit instead of sliding it all the way.
Well, there you
so
go.
if I had that back, I would do that, but, you know, I'll take third.
Yeah, I think you had maybe an extra car width that you kind of cut yourself short, but that's okay. It's better not to crash, right, bring it home third than it is to end up like these C2X guys in the pit lane.
Exactly, all these points matter.
All right, well, you were the highest finisher in your battle there, so that has to feel pretty good for the points. Hopefully we can find your way back towards the front here in feature number 2. Good luck, my friend.
Thank you, thank you.
Oh, wait, we got the new sponsor, so I got to let you do your sponsor shout-outs.
Oh, yeah, Kenny Frisbee Designs.
Kitty fucking Designs.
Yeah, Carson Bechtel Designs, or just Bechtel Designs.
Bechtel, yeah.
FPS Heaven, one of Goons, you guys for putting on this show. And our new sponsor, OG Gear, for, you know, race gloves, socks, and game sleeves. So they're new today. Don't have them on the car yet, but they will be on in the future.
All right, well, congrats on that strong run. We'll see what you can do feature number 2. Good luck.
Thank you.
Drag him down to his chat form. There we go. All right. That wraps up our warm-up. Perfectly timed interviews there. Heading into feature number 2. Hey, Cliff.
What?
Don't hit your teammate this time.
Okay.
Was it fun, though, while you're up there battling up towards front?
Yeah, I'm actually pretty fast here.
I'm been quite impressed. So, starting on pole here, do you have a chance of, making that car pretty wide and hanging on for 45 laps?
No, I'm pretty sure I'll get wrecked.
All right. Well, good luck, and see if you can't surprise us all.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Cliff Mullins going to be starting on pole here, so I wanted to have a quick chat with him. 37, that orange machine lined up on the front row. Had that damage, went 5 laps down in that first feature, so he will start on pole with the invert. We'll see if Cliff can't get it done here. In feature number 2, let's get our Goons starting lineup once again going here. As always, thanks to the Goons for our starting lineups. Cliff Mullins on the pole after the invert. He had the crash with Hayden Law, so Hayden starting second. Brad Wilson, he lost the right front on his own. He'll start in the 3rd spot. Then Scott Elston, first one to actually finish last race. He'll start in the 4th spot. Damon Nagel in 5th. Henry Koloff will start 6th. Lucas Hoytzer this time will be in 7th. Trevor Trago 8th. Ryan File 9th. And last, what's it called? Last race's winner, Kenny Frisbee. I don't know why my brain went blank there, but there you go. Kenny Frisbee, starting 10th, shotgun on the field. He'll have to come from the back if he wants to be a double feature winner here tonight, here at Knoxville. 45 laps, an extra 10 laps here in feature number 2. Get the field rolling here behind our pace truck. Get the high laps in there so when it pops up, it'll be correct. All right, all right. Getting set for the start here. Pace truck is out of our way here momentarily. I think I'm about half a lap ahead of myself. That's okay. See the track pretty slick already, so they didn't get a lot of this track refurbished between the two features. That's the word I was looking for earlier. Adam, welcome in. Cliff is your spirit animal. He can do it. I know you said that a while ago during feature 1, but now is the perfect time to say it now that he's on the point. See if he can't get some motion here. And this one girl, hello, rooting for the 81. I see you over there in the YouTubes. Green flag out in the air. Cliff Mullins trying to get the jump on Hayden Law. He gets him cleared. Here comes Brad Wilson, 51 car, trying to get to the front. The quicker you can get to the front, the better chance you have of winning this thing. See if Cliff can get this drive off the corner. Wilson once again catches that inside berm. That's what screwed him up last feature. He's going to throw it in there on Mullins. Not quite have him clear. That was really close. He almost had it clear. What is that shot? Oh, there's fireworks going off. I'm like, why are we looking at darkness? Fireworks going off as they do at Knoxville. Once again, the 51 riding that berm, and it's going to cost him a second. Hayden Lowell gets around him, and Scott Elston trying to get up there. Here comes the call-off machine, the 63, to the outside of the 51. We still got fireworks going off. They're just having a blast out here at Knoxville. And Cliff Mullins continues to lead in the 37. Hayden Lowell in second. Brad Wilson battling Henry Call-Off. Call-Off really aggressive here on the start, trying to fight that 51. I think that left front damage in feature 1 was messing him up, but the crew got it fixed up between the features, and he is out there putting on pressure for the 3rd spot. Here comes Lucas Hoisman all the way at the top. And behind them, you see Ryan Files made it up to 7th, starting from the tail of the field, just about. Kenny Frisbee back in 9th, hasn't made a whole lot of progress yet. That was our feature 1 winner. Hayden Lowell's got to the outside of Cliff Mullins. Mullins throws it in low, then slides it up the hill. Not all the way, though. He needed to get to that cushion. Unfortunately, didn't quite get there. Hayden wasn't there, but Cliff Mullins gave him the top anyway. I think Cliff is liking this middle groove. He's just given Hayden the top, which is advantage Hayden. A lot more speed up there for the Napa car. Hayden's just keeping it throttled up. I think this is eventually going to result in a lead for the 56. He leads that lap. 5 laps in, Hayden Lowell picks up a lap lead. Cliff Mullins trying to keep it pinched down, holding off the 51. Brad Wilson with the Napa car goes to the point. Could we see Hayden pick up a dirt late model win? Out in front now, Hayden Lowell. Cliff Mullins, Brad Wilson, 3 wide, battle for the lead. They're giving us a show here at Knoxville. Brad Wilson keeping it tight against that berm on the inside. Cliff Mullins this time a little bit higher, trying to get right up by Hayden. See if he stays to the top this time. Cliff doesn't rotate that back in quite as much as a lot of these guys, and he tries to keep it a little more tidy, which kind of costs him some speed sometimes, but also sometimes makes him a lot faster than he should be. That time he got a little tag on that left front. He's got it torn up on that fender like we saw call off in that first feature. That may affect his handling. Brad Wilson now battles the 97 of Lucas Hoytsma. As Hoytsma in the 97's made his presence known. You see he's got the matching air filter to the 56. Those two cars battling one another in the playoffs. So Hayden versus Lucas in this round. They've got the matching spoiler color and air filter covers. Brad Wilson. That inside line, he's just keeping with it. And the Corvette battling the Napa car. Look at him get all up on that berm, get the car to rotate. Mullins, meanwhile, is falling back to 6th. That damage definitely affecting that 37. Wow. Hayden Lowell right on the nose of Lucas Hoytsma there. Lucas going to try the middle here. The 97 trying to force his way up to the front. He's going to go between them. Hopefully they know they're 3 wide coming off the corner. They do. Brad Wilson gives up the spot to Lucas there off the corner. Couldn't get any forward momentum off the corner while they were 3 wide. And Lucas is going to squeeze across the nose of Hayden Law. Little contact, but not much. Wow, Lucas Hoytza goes to the point, and he is on a single monitor now as the VR was not working out for him. VR had crashed. So he had mentioned before the start of this feature here, he had switched to the single monitor life. Hayden able to use that outside and get back to the point on Lucas. This time blocks the inside line. Runs more of a slider lane, entering low, drive it off high. Hayden starting to find speed out there in the Napa car. And Brad Wilson fighting back for second. Shenandoah Shine Corvette trying to get back into it, and don't look now, but here comes Ryan File from the tail of the field in 15 laps, has made his way to the top 4, and he is in the fight. Riding the Dente all week long, they are. It's been a thing, let me tell you. We even used it as a thumbnail. Been quite the week in SRL so far, and it's only been 2 days. Brad Wilson, Hayden Law battle for the lead. Here comes Lucas through the middle again, and they are putting on a show up here. Neither one of our former dirt pros are here, so we're getting a really good battle for the front of this field. 1/3 of the race complete. 29 laps to go. It is Hoytza and Wilson side by side as Hayden's dropped to 3rd now. Lucas has gotten to the bottom on Wilson. Lucas slides it up on exit. Wilson's going to cut it back to the inside, throw the crossover. See if he can throw the slider, take the lead back. He's not even going to throw the slider. He's going to keep it wrapped around the bottom. Doesn't even go all the way to the wall. Could have if he wanted to. He had him clear. Chose not to. Lucas ripping top here. Hayden just trying to find anything he can. Ryan File feels like he's just kind of watching. Hasn't really asserted himself yet. Lucas, a bit of a strange entry there. Looked like he wanted to throw the low to high line, but 51 took the entry on the bottom. Lucas had to enter just slightly higher, so he had to turn the wheel a bit right. And that is not the direction you usually want to turn in a corner. We got a battle for 3rd while we're watching this. Ryan File now putting himself into it, sliding up in front of Hayden. They make a little contact as they had some words earlier, and it's going to result in the caution. And Damon Nagel going to slide in there, and there's Scott Elston getting a piece of him as well. Anytime the 56 and 81 get together, nothing good happens, and, well, here you go. Hayden Law and the 81 of Ryan File getting together, bringing out our first caution of the night. Didn't have one at all in feature 1. And feature number 2, Ins and Tears for the 81 and the 56. Let's go back and take a quick look at this one. Jump it back here. You see them side by side. The 81 throws the slider up in front of Hayden. Had it just slightly clear, but Hayden powers back up into it, and it was not clear for long. And they get together. Turns the 81 into the fence as Hayden undoubtedly did not lift, nor does he have to. He kind of junks a bunch of people. 81 gets damage. The 35 got damage. 86 got damage. All 3 of those cars. Cliff Mullins even came down and repaired his car. His left front was torn all to hell. And he was struggling with that left front torn up. So he came down, took his fast repair. Ryan File also back and got a fast repair. It took him 15 laps to get from the back to the front. He has got 26 still to go, so he has got a chance to get back up there. And Damon Nagel now in 10th. All 10 cars still running. Brad Wilson out in front now of Lucas Hoytza. Hayden Law 3rd. Kenny Frisbee is all the way up to 4th after winning feature number 1, so he's not out of it yet. There's the 18 OG gear machine in that 4th spot. Henry Koloff, the Humpy and Abram car sitting there in 5th. Hoopy, not Humpy. Humpy's fun to say though. Trevor Traco, the Goons Maconi car in 6th. Cliff Mullins in 7th. Scott Elson, Damon Nagel, Ryan File for the restart. Pace truck's headed off, and there you go. Brad Wilson out of turn number 4, gets the jump on. Lucas slides up the track in front of him. Side by side, Frisbee and Hayden Law. Hayden's got that right side damage after the contact, but did not come down and take a fast repair. He wanted to maintain track position. We'll see if he's able to hang in the battle. You have Koloff and Frisbee going for 4th here as the top 3 get single file. Ryan File, meanwhile, in 7th, trying to work on Trevor Trago for 6th. Koloff able to clear Frisbee. He'll move up. Frisbee throws the slider right back at him. Enters low, throws it way up high. Koloff's going to have to try and exit low here. Back side by side they go again. Here comes Cliff Mullins back into the picture. And Frisbee able to gas it up and get to the outside of Koloff. Nearly had him clear. Ryan File up to 6th. He's going to start battling Koloff for 5th. And that's going to let Kenny Frisbee have a breather for a moment. Oh, a little contact. Fortunately, no crash. Oh man, a little more contact. Full contact between the 81 and 63 right now. Lots of contact going on. Brad Wilson out in front. Lucas Hoyce was second. Hayden Lowell third. And then this battle for 4th. Frisbee and File and Henry Koloff 4th, 5th, and 6th. As File able to get through. The 81 moves up to 4th. It's got about a second to make up on Hayden Lowell. Wilson trying to get away. Lucas keeping in touch, about a half second back. Just past halfway in feature number 2. We got an Xfinity race coming up for you a little bit later on in asphalt of Las Vegas. All right, your top 2, Wilson and Hoytsma. Lucas throwing the low to high line. Trying to see if he can find any momentum on this Bradley Wilson machine. He jumped over the cushion a little bit there. Lost maybe a 10th and a half. Look at that coming in. Oh my gosh, that's so close. If he didn't make contact, then I don't know. It was really close. Mullins and Trago. This is for 7th place. It's our closest battle on the track at the moment. Lucas really throws it in on entry and gains so much time. But Wilson's able to drive it off and pull the gap back out. Wilson's keeping it nice and tidy at the bottom. Lucas is ripping it to the bottom, throwing the slider line. Slowly but surely, Wilson's inching away, but every once in a while, Lucas is close enough that it's a little dramatic. Uh-oh, battle for 3rd. Hayden's been caught and passed by the guy that, well, they didn't get along very good. And off the corner, let's see how it goes. That's so close. And it looks like Ryan File will be able to pass Hayden Lowell without issue, unless Hayden throws something dramatic here. Couple skirmishes already. 2/3 of the race complete. 30 down, 15 to go. File right up by the cushion. Still battling Hayden. Hayden not letting him have it easy for sure. See, Lucas has moved up to the wall. Cat harassing me. Check in on Brad Wilson. There he is, leading by half a second over Lucas. Lucas, as we said, moved up to the wall. He's got a little over a half second on Ryan File. File has finally put a little distance on Hayden. Not a lot, but a little. Kenny Frisbee in that 5th spot. Be a good point tonight for him, even though he's not been running a whole lot. And we got a heck of a battle back here. Trevor Trago, Henry Koloff, and Cliff Mullins all for that 6th spot. Right now, the 63 has it. Trevor Trago trying to keep it powered up on the outside and get it. Cliff Mullins right there if they make a mistake. Trago powers up on the outside and he'll hold on to 6th. 1 full second now the advantage for Wilson. And there is fights with Ryan File. Ryan trying to track down Lucas for that 2nd spot. 11 laps to go. We are in the extra 10 laps that we add on for our feature number 2. Things kind of settled down up at the front. Closest battle is Koloff and Mullins here, 63 and 37. Mullins trying to get that Pontiac GTO. A little bit of TV time. There is your gap, 1.2. Wilson over Hoytsma. See driver searching all over for a little bit of grip. The entry very, very slicked off. Not a lot of space to enter with some grip. See File trying the wall. Driver searching around with 9 to go. The track very worn out now. Even the call-off and Mullins battle has separated a bit. Ryan File is the closest battle. He's trying to track down Lucas Oizva. Even that battle, not all that close at the moment. Gets it right on the fence without touching. Nicely done there. Although I think Netcode took the right rear in a little bit and then gave it back. Good old iRacing. 7 laps to go before we head off to Las Vegas in the Xfinity cars. Our little appetizer for the evening, the Goons Dirt Late Model Series. Mullins wrapping it around the berm, trying to track down Henry Call-Off. 6 laps to go. It feels like everything's kind of settled at this moment, but Ryan File could still catch Lucas, in theory. But I think it would take a mistake by somebody to change positions at this point. Here's your leader, Brad Wilson. Shenandoah Shine Corvette out of turn 4 across the line. 4 laps to go. Checking out on the 97 of Lucas Oizva. He's going to exit it low, trying to find some grip. Almost 2 seconds the gap now from leader to second place. Battle developing again for 7th as Cliff Mullins is closed back in on Henry Call-Off. Ryan File, closest he's been in a while to Lucas. Riding that Dente, trying to get a double podium. There's Hayden in 4th. Trevor Trago in the top 5. Good night for Trev. Kenny Frisbee 6th. Won the first feature. Sits in 6th for this one. Henry Call-Off trying to hold off Cliff Mullins for these final few laps. Cliff putting all kinds of pressure on for that 6th spot. In the pit lane, David Nagel, 86 car, is out of this one. You watch Bradley Wilson. Cross start finish line. White flag is out. One more time around for the Shenandoah Shine Corvette. It's Lucas Oizva and Ryan File actually close enough to trade the position a second. Ryan getting it in there. And try and slide Lucas on exit. Lucas is full throttling the wall. It didn't quite work out for him. Brad Wilson gets the win. Ryan File grabs 2nd right at the end. Lucas Oizva 3rd. Hayden Law 4th. Trevor Trago in 5th. Kenny Frisbee will grab 6th. Henry Call-Off and Cliff Mullins across the line side by side. And by the slimmest of margins, Call-Off hangs on to 7th over Cliff Mullins in 8th. Scott Elson will bring it home 9th, and Damon Nagel will finish 10th. Well, there you go. Brad Wilson, feature number 2 winner. See if we can get a chat with the 51. See Ryan in the waiting room, but we need the bread. Let's just drag him up here slowly but surely. Bradley, DG, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, you got a win here at the prestigious Knoxville Raceway. How good does it feel to park the Sega victory lane?
Oh, it feels amazing after that first race where I just, with the graphics that I have set up, I didn't see the berm. I don't know where it starts.
Oof.
And I hit it trying to slide Cliff, and I nearly took him out. So I have to apologize to him for that. But, and then being able to run the bottom there and bring home a win feels pretty good.
A 1-2 for Shine here in feature number 2 with the riding the Dente up underneath you right now.
I guess I'm riding the Dente.
Looks like it. All right. Congrats on that win here at Knoxville. You got the friends, family, and sponsor shout-outs for this victory.
I got to shout out Lucas and Hayden for running me really hard there during that long run, or the beginning run there. A lot of fun. Ryan for running with me like usual. Kenny and Trevor for being a part of the team this week. Shout out to Nick. He said run the bottom next to the berm. It worked. I trusted it 100%. In Casey Graves for spotting you for putting this on, and everyone for showing up.
Yeah, you got a little too much of the berm a few times, but you know, you made it work eventually. So how does an asphalt short track guy from Virginia end up putting on a dirt win?
Technically, I did a year dirt.
There you
I
go.
broke my arm, and I didn't do any more because of it, but...
So it went good's what you're saying. That's the real reason you do iRacing dirt. You can't hurt yourself.
Fear's gone, so we can just send it.
There you go. All right, man. Congrats on that victory, and we'll see you back here next week.
All right, thank you, sir.
That is Brad Wilson getting the victory, and we'll bring in second place finisher Ryan File in the 81. Ryan DG, you got a copy? Surprise.
Yes, sir. We're out here making pro late model or super late models. Oh my God, we're riding the Dente.
Oh, Brad's riding your Dente for sure right now.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Well, you
Yes.
double podium night. Pretty good night for you there in the 81 machine, getting the double points there, and pretty good points advantage heading into next week for your playoff battle.
Yeah, I mean, we all know if Nick Cooper was here, he'd be gapping the field. So, you know, not how I want to make my way into the Final Four, but, you know, I play the hands up, the cards that were dealt to me, and that's how it worked out. So, you know, can't complain about P2 for both races. So, yeah, good points for me and Brad.
Yeah, I mean, it's you gotta do what's taken. You can't really make it happen. So, you know, second place is pretty good still, even with Nick Cooper not here. You know, it might have been third in both races, but you know, that's life. Congrats on the good run and P2, and got the Friends Family sponsor shout outs for your P2 here in feature number 2.
Sure, got Shenandoah Shine, Bradley, you know, we had Kenny and Trevor down in the channel as well racing with us. So good to be racing with them. You for putting on the broadcast, one of Goons sponsoring the series, and yeah, just everyone that comes out and races with us.
10-4, you running Las Vegas?
I guess so. I mean, why not?
All right, well, I guess so.
Challenge
Why not
myself.
see you in a few minutes?
All right, see you there.
Ryan File gets second here in feature number 2. He'll be in Las Vegas in a little bit. Now we track down that 97 feller. Let's see if we can bring in Mr. Lucas. Lucas, DG, you got a copy?
Yep.
Well, first of all, let's start with feature number 1. I heard you were having quite an issue with the VR. How did you still finish fourth?
Yeah, so I felt good in the VR. Actually, I felt like I had a little more speed, being able to see my surroundings. And then, you know, I don't know what lap it was, like 10 or something. All of a sudden, my Oculus goes straight to the home screen, and I still hear the car. I'm still ripping. I'm mid-corner, so I flip it quick up with my right hand up to my forehead, and I can see that it has frozen place looking forward slightly. So I can see enough of the track, and I'm like, well, let me just wheel this thing to the end. And the entire time, out of fear of screwing it up, I held my headset on my head with my right hand and drove with my left. That was wild. That felt like when a real driver gets a power steering failure or something. My right arm was killing me.
Oh my gosh. Absolutely incredible then that you still brought it home in P4.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I'm happy to salvage a fourth out of that. You know, if it had fully failed, I would have finished dead last and be screwed in the points. So you know, I felt like I had good speed there. I felt like I was catching the leader, but hey, Kenny getting his first win, that's a good outcome out of that.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. All right, well, P3 here in second feature and held on for a miraculous, really, fourth there in the first feature. Good points for you tonight with Hayden having issues with Cliff in that first feature. So, you know, it looks like you're going in with the advantage into next week. Has to feel pretty good.
Yeah, I feel pretty good. I'm thankful. I should have a slight lead on my competitor, Trevor Trago. So we came out pretty even tonight on the points. So that's going to be interesting going into next week. And the second feature, again, I felt like I had speed and just screwed it up for myself. Ran straight into the back of the 51 like an idiot and gave myself damage. So that was could have had better points in the second feature too. But once again, you know, just screwed myself up. I don't know why I ran VR. What an idiot.
Because you're faster with it.
That's true.
All right, well, maybe we can get the VR to work and find a little more speed next week on the dirt.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do some tuning on it, see if I can get it working.
All right, let's give Quinn and everybody their shout-outs.
Yep, you said it for me, Quinn. 712 Breaks. You for broadcasting. One of Goons, everybody for putting this series on. Everybody for racing clean tonight. It was a ton of fun up there with everybody, and hope to see it again next week.
All right, congrats on the good finish here in the third and probably having the points advantage going into next week. I don't know, Trevor was your guy because, you know, the decals don't match up. The only person you matched in decals was Hayden, so I thought you two were running against each other.
Yeah, that's my bad. I thought I uploaded them, but I did not. Yeah, I was supposed to be yellow because I was stupid.
All right, well, thanks for confusing the broadcasters, and we'll see if you can get it right next week.
I will, hopefully. No promises.
All right, bud. We'll see you in Vegas in a bit.
See ya.
That is Lucas. Get to get home in the third spot. I'm going to drag him down to his channel. He put himself in Shenandoah Shine. There we go. Everybody that ran the dirt race is in there right now. All right. That is going to wrap it up for the dirt here at Knoxville. We're heading to the asphalt in Vegas here shortly in the Xfinity cars, one of my very favorite cars on the service. Let's go ahead and look at our final results from feature number 2 once I get things out of the way. There you go. Our winner in Feature 2, Brad Wilson, Ryan Fowler, and Lucas Hoytswell, your top 3. Then Hayden Lowell, Trago, Frisbee, Call-Off, Mullins, Elson, and Nagel round out your field here in Feature number 2. We can't do this for Feature number 1 because it disappears so fast that we can't actually see it. But there you go. There is your results from Feature number 2. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight's broadcast. Run through our sponsors real quick so we can get on out of here. Got to pay the bills, though. Wild Horse Broadcasting puts on our ARCA series every Monday night. Great time over there. Check it out. Goons puts on this dirt late model race you just watched here. Our precursor on Tuesday to the main event of the Xfinity Series, which is put on by Arc Music every Tuesday. 712 Brakes puts on our Next Gen Cup Series on Wednesday nights. Low Drag puts on our Truck Series every Thursday night. Fort Worth Screen Printing starts us off Friday on the GT3 Series, our little appetizer there before we head into the Super Speedway Series with our friends at Golden Eagle. Golden Eagle Syrup, Ethan Evers Fever Podcast, Ethan and company putting on our Sunday Gen 6 Cup League, which is always a good time. Run Xfinity linked races over there. Then Big C's Diecast, helping us give away diecast all year long. Make sure you get in our Discord to get in on those diecast giveaways. If you want yourself some racing diecast, please check them out. All right. Thanks so much for being here tonight. That is all from Knoxville. DG Swiss up in the booth. Hope you guys have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you next race. All right. That wraps up the YouTube. Get the music back on, hang out, chill for about 45 minutes.